Ford's shocking market-shaking announcement. The automotive world has been hit with a thunderbolt, and at the center of it all is Ford. In a single announcement, Ford has managed to do what few automakers can: grab the attention of not only car enthusiasts but also investors, competitors, and everyday drivers. This isn't just another product launch or a minor update, it's a statement that screams disruption. Ford has essentially said, we're not just keeping up with the industry, we're taking the lead and redefining it. And the timing couldn't be more perfect. With the auto market caught between the rapid rise of electric vehicles, fluctuating consumer demands, and fierce competition from both traditional giants and aggressive new players, Ford's move has exploded into headlines worldwide. It's the kind of announcement that forces everyone to stop, rethink, and ask the big question: what does this mean for the future of driving? From whispers of revolutionary technology to potential price shifts that could pressure every competitor on the field, Ford has positioned itself as the brand to watch. This is more than news, it's a shockwave that has set the tone for the next chapter of the automotive industry. The context: why Ford needed a game-changer right now. And this shockwave couldn't have come at a more critical moment. The auto industry is in the middle of one of its most volatile transitions in history, balancing the unstoppable momentum toward electric vehicles, the fierce rivalry of global players like Tesla, Toyota, and GM, and a customer base that is more demanding than ever. Ford, despite its legacy and strong presence, has been under mounting pressure to prove that it's not just a part of history but a leader in the future of mobility. Sales numbers in some markets have shown stagnation, profit margins have been squeezed by rising production costs, and competition has been flooding the market with aggressive pricing strategies and flashy new tech. Add to that the uncertainties of fluctuating fuel prices, government regulations pushing for greener vehicles, and the looming threat of innovative startups ready to eat away at market share. Ford simply couldn't afford to play it safe. The stakes were too high. They needed not just an update, but a bold statement that would silence the skeptics, energize investors, and most importantly, rekindle consumer excitement. This announcement wasn't just about cars, it was about Ford reclaiming its place as a force to be reckoned with in the global auto landscape. Breaking down Ford's big reveal: what exactly was announced? So what exactly did Ford announce that has everyone talking? At its core, this wasn't just about unveiling a new car, it was about revealing a bold strategy that could redefine Ford's identity for the next decade. The company announced a sweeping plan that blends cutting-edge technology, aggressive pricing, and a refreshed vision of sustainability, all packed into one dramatic reveal. Ford introduced a new lineup of vehicles that combine the efficiency and performance of electric platforms with the rugged durability the brand is famous for. But what really sent shockwaves was the pricing strategy. Ford revealed that these vehicles would come at price points significantly lower than what most competitors are offering, effectively challenging Tesla, GM, and even international brands head-on. On top of that, Ford revealed major strides in battery innovation, boasting longer ranges, faster charging times, and smarter integration with AI-driven driving features. But the announcement didn't stop there. Ford also committed to expanding its charging infrastructure, partnering with global tech firms to ensure that customers have access to reliable, fast-charging networks wherever they go. This wasn't just a product launch, it was Ford planting its flag and declaring that it intends to lead the industry's next great chapter. With this announcement, Ford didn't just put a car on the road, it put pressure on every competitor in the market. Industry shockwaves: how competitors are reacting to Ford's move. The moment Ford dropped its announcement, the ripple effect across the auto industry was immediate and intense. Rivals who once felt comfortable with their own strategies suddenly found themselves under pressure to respond. Tesla, long considered the benchmark in EV innovation, now faces the reality that Ford is not only catching up but also threatening to undercut it on price, a move that could eat into Tesla's dominance among mainstream buyers. General Motors, which has invested billions into its Ultium battery platform, now has to rethink its rollout pace and pricing strategies, as Ford's aggressive positioning could siphon off market share faster than expected. International automakers like Toyota, Hyundai, and Volkswagen, who have all been carefully pacing their electric strategies, are now caught between sticking to their cautious approach or accelerating development just to keep up. Even startups, Rivian, Lucid, and others, who once thrived on being the disruptors, are suddenly facing the uncomfortable reality of competing against a century-old giant that is now acting with the speed and boldness of a newcomer. Beyond just carmakers, Wall Street also reacted, with analysts speculating that Ford's announcement could trigger a new price war in the EV space, pushing companies to slash costs and innovate faster. In short, Ford's move didn't just shake the market, it lit a fire under the entire industry, forcing everyone to rethink their strategies overnight. Impact on pricing: will this force a price war across the market? Ford's bold announcement has ignited one of the biggest questions in the auto world: is a price war about to erupt? For years, EVs and advanced hybrid vehicles have carried a hefty premium, leaving many consumers hesitant to make the switch. By slashing prices and offering competitive features at lower cost, Ford has essentially pulled the rug out from under its competitors. Now, Tesla, GM, and even newer EV startups will be forced to either match Ford's pricing or risk losing a massive portion of the market. This could set off a domino effect, where manufacturers slash profit margins just to remain relevant, leading to an all-out battle to win over buyers. On one hand, this is fantastic news for consumers, as affordable electric and high-tech vehicles could finally become mainstream. On the other hand, it places immense pressure on automakers' bottom lines, testing their ability to innovate while keeping costs low. Suppliers, battery producers, and even dealership networks will feel the effects of this pricing pressure, forcing efficiency upgrades across the entire supply chain. What Ford has done is force the industry into a new era where value, not just innovation, will determine survival. The question now is, who can adapt quickly enough to compete, and who will be left behind? Technology and innovation, the groundbreaking features behind Ford's plan. At the heart of Ford's announcement lies the kind of innovation that signals the brand isn't just playing catch-up, it's aiming to leapfrog competitors. The company revealed advancements in battery technology that could dramatically change how consumers view EV ownership. These new batteries promise longer ranges, in some cases surpassing 500 miles on a single charge, along with ultra-fast charging that can deliver significant power in just minutes. But Ford didn't stop there. The vehicles also come integrated with advanced AI-driven systems, offering smarter driver assistance, predictive maintenance alerts, and seamless connectivity with smartphones and smart homes. One of the standout features is Ford's next-generation autonomous driving package, which includes hands-free highway driving and adaptive AI that learns driving habits to create a safer, more personalized experience. On the sustainability side, Ford has doubled down by unveiling a plan to use recyclable materials, green manufacturing practices, and even solar-powered production facilities. By combining affordability with top-tier innovation, Ford has managed to strike a balance that few automakers have achieved. This isn't just about building cars, it's about reimagining mobility as a smarter, cleaner, and more accessible experience for the modern world. Ford has effectively declared, the future of driving is here, and it wears a blue oval. Consumer perspective: why buyers are excited and confused. From the moment Ford's announcement hit the headlines, consumers everywhere started buzzing with excitement, and for good reason. For years, one of the biggest barriers to buying electric or next-gen vehicles has been cost, and now Ford has torn down that wall by making high-tech cars more affordable than ever. Families who once thought EV ownership was out of reach are now realizing it could fit their budget. Younger buyers, especially Gen Z and millennials who value sustainability and connectivity, are thrilled by Ford's focus on green tech and smart features. Even longtime truck and SUV loyalists, who were skeptical of electric power, are intrigued by Ford's promise of maintaining the rugged strength and durability that built its reputation. But with all this excitement also comes a wave of confusion. Consumers are asking, how is Ford able to offer so much at a lower price? What's the catch? Questions about battery lifespan, charging infrastructure, and long-term maintenance are still very real concerns. Some buyers worry about whether these bold promises can hold up in the real world. Yet, despite these doubts, Ford has clearly managed to capture the public's attention in a way that few automakers have in recent years. The buzz isn't just about cars, it's about the possibility that the future of driving might finally be accessible to everyone. Stock market and investor buzz: Ford's financial ripple effect. The financial world wasted no time reacting to Ford's announcement, and the impact has been nothing short of electrifying. Almost immediately, analysts began revising their outlooks, with many suggesting that Ford could now be positioned as a front-runner in the global EV race. Investors, always hunting for signs of strong future growth, latched onto the company's bold pricing strategy and technological breakthroughs as indicators of long-term dominance. Ford stock surged on the news, reflecting renewed confidence that the automaker can not only survive but thrive in a rapidly changing market. Wall Street has been especially attentive to Ford's ability to scale production while maintaining profitability, a balancing act that many competitors have struggled with. Some experts predict that Ford's aggressive stance could attract institutional investors who previously favored Tesla or other high-growth EV companies. Of course, the buzz isn't all positive. Skeptics warn that the razor-thin margins from lower-priced vehicles could strain Ford's finances if not managed carefully, especially with high raw material costs and global supply chain challenges. Still, the prevailing sentiment in financial circles is that Ford has reignited investor confidence in a way not seen in decades. In short, this announcement hasn't just moved the car market, it's shaken the stock market too. The future of the auto industry, how this could reshape competition. Ford's bold announcement doesn't just shift its own trajectory, it has the potential to rewrite the entire playbook for the auto industry. For decades, carmakers have relied on incremental updates, slow adoption of new technologies, and premium pricing to maintain their margins. Now, Ford has thrown down the gauntlet, forcing rivals to accelerate innovation while cutting costs at the same time. This move could usher in a new era of hyper-competition, where affordability, sustainability, and cutting-edge tech become the new standard instead of luxuries reserved for premium buyers. Automakers who can't keep up may see their market share evaporate, while those who adapt quickly could ride the wave of transformation. Beyond competition, this shift will likely influence government policies, dealership models, and even infrastructure development, as more accessible EVs will increase demand for charging networks and renewable energy support. Startups that once thrived on being niche disruptors may now struggle against legacy giants acting like agile innovators. Consumers, meanwhile, stand to benefit the most, gaining access to vehicles that are not only smarter and cleaner but also within financial reach. In many ways, Ford's announcement could mark the beginning of a historic realignment in the auto industry, one that redefines what it means to compete and to win. Conclusion and final thoughts: what Ford's bold step means for you. At the end of the day, Ford's latest announcement isn't just about a company making headlines, it's about a shift that could directly impact you, the consumer, the investor, and even the everyday driver who hasn't thought about switching to a new vehicle yet. Ford has made it clear that the future of driving won't just belong to the wealthy or the early adopters, it's going to be accessible, practical, and exciting for everyone. By pushing aggressive pricing, revolutionary technology, and a consumer-first approach, Ford has set a new benchmark that every automaker will now be forced to measure up against. For buyers, this means more choices at lower costs, with advanced features that once seemed futuristic becoming standard. For investors, it signals that Ford is ready to fight, not just to survive, but to lead. And for the auto industry as a whole, it represents a turning point, a wake-up call that the old ways of doing business are no longer enough. The future of mobility has officially entered a new chapter, and Ford has positioned itself right at the center of it. The only question left is, how quickly will the rest of the industry catch up? And there you have it, the inside story of how Ford just blew up the entire car market with one bold move. This isn't just another announcement, it's a turning point for the whole auto industry. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think Ford's strategy will actually work, or is it just hype? Will this push other automakers into a price war, or will Ford stand alone at the top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, I'll be reading them all. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want to stay ahead of the latest auto industry shocks, make sure to hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss an update. The future of driving is unfolding right now, and trust me, you'll want to be here for every twist and turn. Until next time, drive safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.